Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, and Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. We're proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. This is more than just a podcast. It's season 12, it's episode 48. Wow. And at the moment with me, no George Bucci. I know he's a fair weather podcaster, but not this week. He is working. It's not Jessica's excuse, he's out working. But his father's here. Hello, John. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm here in my home talking to yous.
And back, as always, Canning Town Len. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm at home. I've had a very busy day. Very busy.
And, to use John's saying, a good day out, sport by 9 minutes of football. The other 81 were all right, but more of that later. Hey!
Boom,
No
boom.
dark days on Sunday, Len.
Dark times.
Although I did
No
peak,
dark time.
although Len will tell you, I did peak a bit too early. I wanted to numb the effect
you
of
did.
playing Arsenal.
So when you said you peaked too early, what did you do? Have
Well,
three
we
beers
got-
Yeah,
before
too
you went
many
in?
beers.
We got
I'm glad you
How
had
many?
them.
How many? Three?
About 5. Because
Five?
the rest wouldn't drink them.
Quite
So what
six a
happened
session.
is we all got a free beer, out-of-date beer in the supporters club while we're in the queue. We're in the queue for like 15 minutes.
We got
And I
gassed out
bought
with them.
2 jugs of Madra, or whatever it's called. Madri.
Madry.
And none of them were drinking. So I just kept on drinking. And then as we went, I sort of drank it. I sort of downed everyone else's drinking. My son weren't drinking. Len weren't drinking.
I think your son was the culprit, really, because he
Well,
knocked them back.
maybe. But then I
For a
was a little bit
15-year-old.
tipsy for the start, and which sort of help with the first 9 minutes. Anyway, let's talk about that. We haven't got Nigel here. I don't know where he is. I've decided to start. We said 7:30. He's not here. He hasn't communicated. He's read the messages. So fuck
Sean
him.
thinks Nigel's
will-
being insubordinate.
He is being insubordinate, and he did the same on Sunday. So we're carrying on. He can join in when he bloody well turns up. I'm not having this. If the rest of us can turn up on time, he can turn up on time.
Ooh.
Unless he's got a really good excuse, like, I don't know, a family member's died or he's been...
Oh.
But you're going to
car
look pretty
crash or something.
stupid if that's the case.
Oh, God. You don't say such things as that.
Anyway,
It's you shouldn't have started without him. Mainly
I know,
because
but I did.
I wanted to sell him something.
all right, well, we can talk about that. What difference does it make? Oh. There you go. More of that later. Anyway, John,
Hello,
you should come
hello.
on today. I tell you what, and it has been a bad atmosphere, but it was a really great day, and the crowd. I hope it came over on the TV.
I saw what we talked. Where we starting? We're not starting with Ghent.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry. You are absolutely right. I've done it again as I did last week. Rewind.
Big mouth strikes again.
Yeah. Go on. Thursday night, gang.
La,
Yeah,
la, la.
Belgium. I know none of us went, but we did watch the game. So you're right. Let's get away from the euphoria of a draw that felt like a win, and let's talk about 2 draws in a week. That's a headline. Let's bring us down to earth. The first leg. You really depressed me now. I've got to remember that. The first leg of the Europa Conference League, John. What did you make of it?
It was not a very great performance. A decent enough result away from home in Europe, but everyone keeps telling us that the levels aren't, who we're playing against. We should be winning and all this sort of stuff. But they looked decent. They gave us lots of problems.
It was a cup final, wasn't it? They were really.
Well, it is a cup game.
It is a cup,
it's a knockout
and
cup
they
game,
really went for
and
it.
they had that feel about them.
Desire.
Yeah, they did, and we didn't. We
We
looked
didn't. No.
right off the pace again. We didn't look at all.
I mean,
it wasn't very inspiring performance at all.
we were probably unlucky. They were unlucky not to.
I mean,
not
we
to
had
win.
we had a goal disallowed, didn't we, for handball, which, when you look at the replay, it probably was.
It was handball.
They switched off from a throw-in, and as the lady female commentator said, it was a great finish by Ings. Great finish as he tapped it in, the open goal. And then they sort of came on, didn't they? And they did all right, I think. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough game on
Do you want to
Thursday.
come on Thursday?
Not at this precise moment, no.
Oh.
That's
Well,
all right.
Shedman's turned up, but we're going to talk to Lem first, and then we're going to come to him because Lem was on time.
Oh, blimey, you petty,
You're, I tell you what.
Fucking who died and made you fucking God? And even your podcast.
Len, what did you think of the game? I know
again?
you didn't go. Yeah.
Bleeding awful. Awful, awful, awful.
Where did it all go wrong?
It's just the
Hold up,
tactic.
can I just get the context? What are you talking about?
Genk.
Gent.
on
Oh, yeah,
Thursday.
all right then. All right.
It's just a system of one striker constantly being isolated from the rest of the team. That he's just carrying on, and he carried on for about 20 minutes on Sunday as well, and then suddenly it disappeared.
But didn't the
hope he don't
team look
re-return.
strong enough? Didn't it? I mean, we had.
Well, look, let's be honest. We don't know how good or bad Ghent are. We don't know really, though.
Well,
they look like they
enough
play
to
pretty
get the
decent.
Final, come on.
Well, I know that, but they played pretty decent. They couldn't finish their chances, and if they did finish their chances a bit better, it might have sprung us into action a little bit more. But listen, that part, the cup part of the season is about results, and it's not a bad result away from home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
happy to
not a
turn a
bad
blind
Just to
eye.
remind you, Areola, Ben Johnson, who I thought was the weak link on Thursday night, Ogbono had a good game, Agur, Sufal, Downs, Rice, Emerson, Bowen, Lanzini and Ing started, with Paquetá coming on 74, Cresswell coming on 88, Benny coming on 61 and Antonio coming on 60. That's a pretty strong side. It's not like putting the kids out, is it?
No. But it was pretty
It was.
rubbish watch.
Nigel, glad you could join us.
It's a family show. Keep going.
So, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my shed
Diddly-dee-dee.
trying to get my internet working. Which I'm
Nigel,
not,
put a
obviously.
question up nice and early, so we've got lots of them. Just to wind up, Sean.
Have to do. I'm not. I can't stay for all the questions. I could do it.
Oh, how
Well,
could
didn't you build that
you?
bed?
Huh?
Didn't you build that bed?
Well, I've still got some stuff to finish.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
So it was a bed,
it was a bed. Yeah,
not a bid.
I had to disassemble one and put another one. It's not my skill set really. But there you
I
go.
would have laid money on that.
Yeah, but at least I'm a complete finisher, Nigel. Actually, when I start something, I actually finish it.
Oh,
Try and do what I
He's
do.
got
you-
the arsehole with
Are you two
today.
in a relationship or something?
Yeah, fucking
Honestly,
Ah.
you really need to go to some sort of mediation or
Yeah.
something.
All right. Anyway,
I don't want mediation, thanks, John. I'm
You just want to
happy with
split.
divorce. Yeah.
50.
50-50 in it now.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let me go through that again. Let's talk about a stat attack then. I was about to talk about Arsenal, as John reminded me. We did have another game, and I sort of forgot all about it. But
Again, yeah, I was there. No, I wasn't. I
no,
watched
you
it.
weren't. Did you think you were? Anyway,
Possibly, yeah.
Genk had 54%, which meant we had 46%. They had 20 shots, 4 on target. We had just 4 shots, 2 on target. They had 8 corners to our 3. We committed 14 fouls to their 12. Where did it all go wrong, Nigel? I know
think it did
respect
go wrong,
the
did it?
point and everything.
Did
but
it go wrong? Well, you didn't get a point, Sean, to be fair. It's a
no,
knockout
because it's a
competition.
knockout, so it's respect the draw then.
Well, it's an away draw.
Yeah.
So it's half time in the tie. It's 1-1. We go into the second half now at our place. We'll be backed by 40,000 probably.
Yeah. Maybe more.
And we'll be beating them.
Did we disrespect them to think we were just...
No, I don't think we did disrespect
that we would
them.
just roll them over and get 2
No.
or 3-0.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
because he set the team up the way he normally did. So there's no disrespect going. He's gone, this is the way we're going to play. And, off we go. It wasn't a bad start. The funny thing is I suppose, our goal was fortunate that their 2 defenders decided to shake hands and celebrate giving a ball away for a throw-in.
Yeah.
And
Just switched off completely,
yeah,
didn't they?
totally switched off. I thought the handball goal, I don't know, because this is the thing. I find it harsh when the keeper drops the ball.
Onto the arm. I
Well,
agree.
no.
But he
because
sort
the
of span
keeper-
onto it, didn't he? That's the trouble.
And that's the thing. He don't know where the ball is, and he turns and hits his hand and it goes in. So letter of the law. Now,
But the refs had, both David Moyes said it and a few other people said it, and a poor, not if you take away the Agur handball.
yeah, some of the decisions were a bit.
He gave a foul against Paquetá when Paquetá had been
Well,
clattered.
what went on at the end?
And
That
at the
was-
end, he didn't even know. Bloody
Yeah.
Antonio had to say, "Is that guy?" The red
But it
card
was-
probably did.
No,
get
but
the
the
ball.
funny
he
thing,
didn't
I
know
mean,
who the
to
player
be
was.
fair, though, hold up, and this is where I will go. Yeah,
You say all Belgiums look alike.
no, because the bloke was Polish for a start.
All right, okay.
Got the card. But what I'm saying is that he's red carded him, and then it took 4 minutes. Yeah, to get to the decision that actually it was a bloody good tackle.
But all right. So why did he yellow card him? I don't get it. He yellow carded him anyway.
I don't think he did.
I thought he did. He
He
got a
straight
yellow
readied
card
him.
out instead.
He straight readied him,
Yeah.
and that's the thing because I think if it was a yellow card and off, I
We
don't
should have
think
got the-
VAR can intervene.
We should have got. That was where the confusion lay because it looked like he did yellow card him, so it was like, okay, so it's free kick.
Yeah, but
So
no,
we didn't
free
even get a free kick, and you're like,
No,
well, hold
didn't
on a
we?
minute, no. It was very
It's-
confusing.
I've seen in Premier League. I've seen them given though.
Because I thought, hang on, didn't the ball go out for a corner then? Actually, when I watched it back, it didn't. From his tackle, the ball didn't go out for a corner at all.
It was
the
a good
keeper
tackle.
stopped it,
Yeah.
and it was
a
it
good
was a
tackle.
fantastic tackle.
But I know the refereeing didn't look that.
I'm
great.
not too disappointed. Obviously, they had the better of the second half, but it looked like a nice little stadium, packed with fans. Their biggest game in decades, and they were up for it. And we've come unstuck against worse teams with better West Ham teams than that. And obviously, sections will use it as a stick to beat Moyes with.
Yeah,
that comes with the
saw
Moyes.
the Moyes out banner.
Well, no,
open
not that, but
round
that will
in the
come
centre.
with that comes with the territory of what it is. But I can. There's been West Ham games this season. We've had 20 shots in the game and only 3
Yeah.
on target. But all of a sudden, Genk were well beaters and West Ham were shit.
Yeah.
So
Danny Ings' first European goal.
yeah.
He
To
obviously
be
hasn't
fair
played
though,
in
it's his
Europe.
first European game since 2015.
Oh right, okay,
So
fair enough.
yeah, in 8 years.
And obviously an assist by Bowen, and obviously at the weekend, so he's getting a little bit of form back. But fair play to Genk. And
Yeah,
look, it makes it exciting, right? Rather than trudging all the way up to London Stadium yet again on Thursday for something that's already in the bag.
Well, they beat
We've
Istanbul.
really got to go for it, haven't we?
Yeah, Baksashir or whatever, who were champions recently, and so they're not mugs.
Yeah, it's no
they're-
walkover. It's
That's
no
what I'm saying.
walkover.
They've won. I think they've won their last 7 games.
Yeah. Well, you don't get in a quarter final just by getting a bit lucky. Who did they beat? You say last round?
Istanbul, Baskashir, who
Yeah.
were champions a few years ago. They're
what?
like of Turkey,
All right.
Turkish. So they're sort of they've come in and they caused a few ruffle because their biggest supporter is the president of Turkey,
Ah.
and of course nobody had heard of them. Like if you think of Istanbul, you're thinking of Fenerbahce, Besiktas, and Galatasaray, and then up pops this little nobody team. Obviously, the president of Turkey is a big fan. They win the title. But anyway,
Yeah, of course. Anyway, apart from that, I mean, we were told by Dodsey there was about 4,000 people there. We know a lot of people were in the home end. There was people trying to rush the turnstiles and use fake tickets and photos, etc. And I'm
Well,
sure
someone videoed themselves in the
I
ground.
know,
with
and
a
that's
fake
going to be
ticket.
investigated by UEFA. Do you know what? And we might end up being banned as we were last
that's
time.
stupid.
In
The
Belgium,
reason
what is it
it's-
about Belgium? We like Russian
Well,
turnstiles.
I'll tell
in
you what it
Belgium.
is.
beer.
It's close enough for the real idiots to get
Oh,
out
right.
there. Yeah, because to do, I ain't got a problem with people doing that. Good luck to you, I say. I've got a big problem with you filming it and showing it
Yeah.
because that scuppers it for all the people keeping their heads down.
Not reported, but according to our friend, who won't be named, Dodsey, there was a bit of trouble at the end. You know, both West Ham fans, you know, the
And Genk fans and a
Genk
few
fans,
stewards.
and the stewards. You know, a few of the stewards got in between and.
Was
10
this
or
in the
15
home end, though, isn't it?
This was in the home end, yeah, and had to separate them, and you know, so you know that thing goes on. I
It's
suppose,
funny
all the-
because
all Europe.
you know there's a lot of people who get the you know, throw them out. You know, Wave fans in the home end shouldn't be allowed.
I tell you what, there's a
Throw
lot of
'em out.
Arsenal on Sunday. I'm
No,
sure
well-
you saw them.
Well, I reckon there was at least as many Arsenal fans in the home end as there was Arsenal fans in the away end.
Yeah, you might be right. You
I
might-
know a few that were in the home end.
Yeah, there was a few keeping quiet in our end.
Yeah, well, I know personally people that mates of mine that were
Yeah.
that were in the home end.
Well, Ian Dale brought an Arsenal fan with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Anyway.
you just got to. I don't have a problem. The thing is, I'm different. I don't have a problem with that.
No,
You sit
you
Oh,
there,
we're all different.
watch
We've
the
all-
game.
We've all been in. an
keep your
away
mouth
end
shut.
But
You
you
know,
sit on your hands
and-
and you don't
yeah.
make a noise. You don't wear colours.
And to be fair, for 80 minutes, they didn't have to make the noise, did they?
Obviously, after the game, we had the tragic news that a supporter had been killed on the train tracks, and initially, local people said it was a West Ham fan. In fact, we found out it was a Chelsea fan living in Genk who'd met up with his mates. Some people said he met up with West Ham fans. Some people said no, he was in with the Genk supporters watching it.
Some people said he was chased down the railway. track.
Well,
I
some
understand.
people have said he was chased by West Ham fans, but that's not substantiated. And interestingly, the media have sort of left this alone. You know, they've stayed with the story. Interestingly, the club made no comment whatsoever. Genk made a comment directly afterwards.
I
but
think
West
that's
Ham made
telling
no
in
statement.
itself for me.
I spoke to them. They said it's not one for them. They're aware of the claims that he was a Chelsea fan.
But if it was a verified West Ham fan, the club would have been all over.
Yeah, maybe. But sad. Look, a
Condolences.
supporter's a supporter.
Oh no, I'm not
And,
justifying
you know,
it or whatever.
The local authorities say it was a tragic accident. I guess we won't really know unless people witnessed it. But if there's more to it, I'm sure it will come out in the light of day. But anyway, a lot of people, everyone I spoke to, including Dodsey on Sunday, said it was a really great few days, and he was really glad he went. I know John Ritomsky went, didn't even have a ticket, and had a great time just watching it in the bar, along with a few thousand other people who went out there and just watched it in the bars. But onwards and upwards, we're still in it. You've got to be in it to win it, and we just need a
we're in
result
it.
on Thursday night. Anyway, let's move on to Sunday. We just started talking, Nigel, before you joined late, about the about the supporters club and how we had a few beers. We met up there about
How
just
you
after-
peaked too early we were getting
Well,
into.
yeah, I did peak.
Well,
too
I was
early.
surprised that you made the TV, Sean. To be fair,
Do you know what? I slept on the way home. On
I
the
would
train,
imagine you did.
and I had a bit of a hangover, but I was sober by 7
Yeah.
o'clock when I went on Talk TV with Mark Saggers.
The face and the voice of the West Ham fan.
I know. Anyway, we
Not sure
one thing we
Seggers gets a claim.
There's a lot
one
of
thing we
face
did
there,
do,
isn't there?
Nigel, I hope we agree on this. One thing we can agree on is we did persuade Canning Town Len to stay for another season.
No, you never.
He agreed to downgrade his ticket.
No,
to
I
a
never. Don't
a
make
band
things
5.
up.
He asked me to contact head of ticketing to arrange it, and I have done that, and it's all in place. So congratulations, Len, on another.
Can I
Lies,
just
all
say,
of it
Sean,
lies.
if that's your tactic,
Yeah.
I think you should have spoke to me first because I'm not sure it's a worker.
I just did it for a bit of comic effect. But we did discuss it, did we not, Len?
Well, you discussed it.
And you were tempted.
Where, at what moment was I tempted? That you're offering.
Can I point out you
was
didn't
offering
say
something.
no?
Yeah, you
No.
didn't say no.
You
No,
didn't say
I didn't say no because it was kind of rhetorical. What you brought up was a rhetorical situation.
The sun was shining. We were drinking beer, and we said, "What are you going to do if you don't come out on a Saturday or a Sunday?"
And I said to you, that wouldn't, me being a season ticket wouldn't affect that.
You
did you
say-
do what
no,
you said
did.
you were going
s-
to do?
Yeah.
What, and you pulled it off?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about it after then.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know. You should have said about that before.
Well, I didn't
You could
use
have
your
told
name.
me
I
this while we were
didn't- I didn't
waiting
use your
politely
name.
for
Obviously,
Nigel.
I haven't used your name. I've just said, we'll talk afterwards.
All right.
We don't reveal how sausages are made.
No, we sure don't.
Anyway, let's talk about the game. Well, do you know what? Now you're here. Let's start with you, Nigel, because you did
Now
turn up
you're
in
here.
time, and you did make.
And I've got us to the kick-off in time.
did
How
get
long,
us to kick
hang
off.
on, let's start the game, right? Len, how long
Yeah.
did you queue for at the
Well,
bridge?
do you know what the funny? It was the quickest I've ever got in. I couldn't believe it actually because I remember that you thought you'd try it out. It was the quickest I've ever got in. So I got in
so
there
our detour was pointless, Nigel.
No, I think our detour
15
was
minutes
still a lot
before
quicker.
kickoff.
Yeah,
So did we. We walked round and went to Bridge 4 and there was no queue. But
we were straight in. Sean, don't tell people what we do, yeah?
yeah,
I don't want everybody going round there now.
true.
We bypassed the queues and got straight in.
Yeah.
And walked past the Arsenal fans who actually had a bigger queue. It's the first time I've seen the away fans with a bigger queue at their turnstile than what we had. You was
John,
probably
did you
too
know
pissed to notice that, Sean?
Hannah Tuvey was there in the
No.
away end? She was there
Did-
with her new boyfriend Josh. She was an Arsenal fan as well. So
Nice.
That's
there you
good to
go.
know.
She got so much demand there is for Arsenal tickets. She was in the Arsenal end. She got a ticket like a day before. So
Yeah.
that shows you something. Anyway, Nigel, just start with you.
Yep. Well,
Respect the point. Respect the
it was-
draw.
It was one of them things where the conversation we had before we left the sports club to Len was, why don't we sack it off and stay in here and drink beer? Because nothing happens in the beginning of the game anyway. So I weren't bothered about making kick-off. Strangely, we made kick-off. And the opening 5 minutes was even. The second 5 minutes was some devastating attacking by Arsenal and some naive defending by West Ham, as per usual. A lot of blame heaped on Creswell. It's possible Ben Rama let the people run off of him as well. So basically both players on the left didn't cover themselves in glory. Because the one thing about Creswell, he does need support from his midfield person in front of him. And actually, when you think about it, having Creswell behind Ben Rama is a recipe for disaster. Then after that, you can only say there was an improvement. Looking at the penalty, I don't think it was handball. I think it hit his chest. I think Paquetá has mastered the art of falling down. If that was against us, I'm not sure I'd have been that polite.
Let's ask John. I haven't seen a replay, but he was watching on TV. John?
Oh,
Says all I need to know.
yeah, I was actually down the pub, having a roast dinner and a few beers.
You
so.
didn't even watch it?
Well, I did see the last half hour.
All right.
All
Right. Be honest.
Anyway.
That's honest.
So you've not seen it on Match of the Day 2 or rerun of the penalty?
I've seen it on my phone. He does go down like a sack of shit.
It does, the bloke pulls out of the tackle, but Paquetá makes sure his foot's there to be clipped.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the way he goes down, and this is the thing, nobody can say he didn't exaggerate falling down. And I don't like it. I didn't like it when Canio used to do it. I don't like it now. There's no need for it. for exaggeration, but at the end of the day, you take the penalty. The referee's awarded it. VAR looked at it, and now as long as there's some form of contact, VAR ain't going to overturn it. So
If the
on
ref
we
gives
go.
it, isn't it?
The ref gives it. It's the VAR back it up. It's a penalty. Ben Rama, great penalty, and then we go in. What was that on 35 minutes? And then
it was at 33 minutes.
33. Oh,
Benny scoring a
fucking
penalty.
Call me
Yeah.
a liar for 2 minutes, dear oh dear.
How many
so
has Benny scored now? Has he scored all of them?
6, I think.
He scored 6 penalties. Yeah, has
Oh
he
no,
missed any?
6
Missed
goals,
one?
I think. I don't know about. He might have missed one, but
Yeah.
he's obviously the penalty taker because
Yeah.
we went through a period, didn't we, where Rice
didn't
missed
know-
against
yeah,
Forest. And I
Rice.
think Benny missed one as well.
I think
But-
Benny did miss one.
So then the second half was possibly the best we've played this year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know about this season. I don't think so.
Well,
but
let's talk about the penalty miss. I mean, the change of the game really was a penalty miss in my view.
Yeah. I was at the bar.
Here we go. Look, both of you obviously didn't
It was,
expect
and,
too
it,
much.
and this is the fun. So I've gone down.
You said you were driving. I had
yeah.
to drink more
Sean,
drink because
Sean.
you said you were driving.
Son, we don't discuss things, yeah?
All right.
Remember, yeah,
Oh,
public.
okay.
So anyway, fucking hell, your hard work, I'll tell you. So I've gone down to a beer. After my mate's mum was over, so I wanted to go and say hello to her first. Run down, so I was a bit late for my beer. And then there was a cheer, and you think, what the fuck that? And they went Arsenal penalty. And I was chatting with my mate who I used to go, used to sit with at Upson Park, Terry. Had a good old chat with him, and we're like, oh fuck it. And I thought they'd scored the penalty.
Yeah, it was,
And,
it's
and,
West
and then
Ham
a
cheering.
couple of minutes later, there was another cheer, and you think, oh fucking hell! And my phone's vibrating, and I didn't have my glasses. I went, what's that say? And he went, West Ham's just equalised. I
You
went,
missed
what?
that as well.
Yeah. So,
Hilarious.
so it's 2-2. And we both laughed and went, do you know what? This would never have happened at Upton Park. There's no way we would have not been back in our seat. And we were like, fuck it.
You never
Finished
come
our
down
beers.
to the bar from.
No, I
where you
know,
lived, yeah,
I
right?
know. But, it's needs must sometimes. So, look, I've seen the goal. Well taken finish.
Yeah.
The keeper perhaps could have done better, to be fair. But anyway, he didn't. But then from then on, I thought we were by far the better team. Antonio, I don't know if he's unfortunate with the header. He was out wide.
He was offside anyway.
He's hit the bar. I think it would have been a borderline. Do you say offside?
Well, it was flagged
He's level
for
with the ball.
offside.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't, Sean.
Well, it was flagged at the time
it
for
weren't.
offside. I watched the linesman.
Oh, what's
lift up his
the
flag.
linesman didn't put his flag up.
Well, I saw the linesman put up the flag.
Well, go back and watch it on telly. One of us
Right, I
will be
will.
right.
I haven't
So
seen
anyway-
it on telly, but I saw it at the time.
I didn't. The flag didn't go up because they took a goal kick.
All right. Well, that's what I remember. But there you go.
So yeah, but you were pissed.
Pissed at the
properly.
time.
So,
It was good. Do you know what?
The fans were up for it.
I was going to
I-
say the
hold up,
atmosphere was the
you're-
best
No, Sean, and this is the thing.
of
yeah?
this season.
The bar must have fallen very low, yeah. If the word you used in the WhatsApp group was what the atmosphere
Well, do you know
was
what?
like.
It's been a shit season for atmosphere, but
Yeah.
everyone seemed up for it. Even before kick-off, everybody was up for it. All right, we're quieting down when the 2 goals were scored.
Yeah.
But then it picked up again.
No, it was good, Sean. But
We
it ain't-
sung our hearts out.
it
And
ain't-
I don't know. You must have heard.
Oh,
we
bless
sung
you.
pretty much for the whole game.
Sang
No.
his heart out. He did.
Oh,
don't
he
think
did.
he
Bless him.
I had a
pretty much
sore
the whole
throat the next day. I could hardly get words out on
dear.
Talk TV.
Well,
with
you've
Mark
managed
Sagan.
today. Fucking hell, you ain't stopped.
Go on.
So, the atmosphere was better, but obviously, of course, it's better because what Moyes, I do think, misses the point is, I don't know, not the Premier League. We feed off what we see,
Yeah.
yeah, and what we see was a team playing well with effort,
Yeah.
everything, and we fed off of it. Where if we look at it and it looks like they're not playing well, I'm sorry. and it is part of the stadium. It's not conducive for it. We can't raise them. They've got to raise us. And I do think that's the
It's
way.
reactive.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let me come to Len after the stat attack, which might surprise you. West Ham only had 28% possession to Arsenal's 72.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Really?
That shocked
Don't
me.
surprise me at all.
Shocking. Surprise.
West Ham had 16 shots, 3 on target.
Good-o.
Arsenal had
2-1 in.
11 shots, 5 on target. We had 7 corners to their 2. We fouled 11 times to their 8. Len,
Yes.
glad to see you renewing.
Shush.
What
No.
how was it in Billy Bonds? Were they up for it? Because the sound doesn't travel around the stadium, so it's really hard to tell what noise Billy Bonds' stand is making some of the time.
No, there was a better atmosphere, but it was reactive, wasn't it? Just before penalty, there was the booing started because we just wasn't attacking. The midfield wasn't joining the attack. Yeah, I'm watching the rerun now. It's just started. We're 2 minutes into the game, and Paquetá and Rice are trying to get forward now. So we just must have gone to sleep for a little while, and then the 2-0 deficit woke us up again. But yeah, it was a reactive atmosphere. I mean, listen, it's a London derby. The fans are a little bit
You're
more up for it.
Did you have a little sing-song?
Yeah, we did. A bit more than usual, yeah.
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 Did you
was a
sing
nice day.
Are You Tottenham in Disguise?
I did, actually. That was a good one.
Did you
There was a
sing
good
2-0
one.
when you fucked it up?
Yeah, I think I probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
my
don't do enough
favourite one,
piss taking these
Where's
days. So
your title gone? Where's your
No, I
title
didn't-
gone?
no, I didn't
Where's
sing that
your
one.
title gone? Far, far away.
no, I didn't see
That
that.
was our favourite one.
But it was funny that they were chanting it as "Are you Tottenham in disguise?" and then went all Spursy.
Yeah, really, they did go. I think they did. We saw there were so many memes coming out with Arsenal crumble and I've missed those days. And anything to say on the game? Who was your man of match, Len?
I thought Kufo had a good game, to be honest.
He did.
He was, what I noticed, but Bowen was superb. I think he was the difference. I thought he was, probably Bowen, but I did notice Kufel played well as well. That was good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yes, mate.
tell us about your roast dinner.
Oh, it was lovely. I had a trio, which gives you a little selection of all the meats. Oh, it was lovely.
You had
I
a what?
actually
At the
a
pub
trio.
next to you.
A trio. Right.
Trio, yeah, it gives
Not
you
the chocolate bar.
No, not the
The
chocolate
animated
bar.
advert.
No, but yeah, no, it was all very nice. It was already obviously all booked in for a while ago. So, but yeah, as I walked in the door and turned the telly on, there was the debate going on about the VAR look at their penalty. So I see them miss that, went and got a drink, and we all come and sat down, and then we scored basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who was
Yeah,
your
I-
man of the match from what you saw then?
I'll tell you what I was impressed with, which will surprise people probably because I've never thought he's any good, was Ben Rama.
Oh.
Some of the balls he played, he's on the turn, he just sort of like lifted the ball a couple of times down the wings and things, just played him into the path of the likes of Antonio and that. He seemed
And
to
that
be on
funny,
it.
that must have been a TV kind of. You must know, because in the stands we didn't notice that. We thought it was at times having a bit of a poor game, but we did notice on some of these man of the match polls that they do on Twitter, some people included him.
Yeah.
People would go and say, "What are you including him for?" It was, you can think of a lot of different players.
Well, yeah, no,
played
I,
better.
I'd say I only saw the part of the game I saw, but some of his interplay was very good. So, but
Cool.
yeah, obviously that's where it comes across.
Did it
from the
feel
TV.
like it felt like a win? All right, I was a little bit half cut, but it felt like a win walking away from the ground. Did it feel like?
No, it was a good.
victory?
It was a good result. It was an excellent result. To be honest with you, when I see it was 2-0 with 10 minutes to go, I was kind of, let's just have another one, shall we?
It was a nervous watch for the
And,
last few minutes. I won't
and,
deny it.
It's horrible to achieve what they achieved and get the 2 goals back, and to threaten, because obviously Antonio had a good opportunity, didn't he? And
Let me ask you. I'm going to ask all three of you this question, and I'll give my answer at the end. Do you want Arsenal to win the league?
no,
Why is that?
Arteta.
Yeah.
That's why.
yeah,
Do you know? It's not for me. It's
No,
just
I'd have Arsenal.
really. I
Yeah,
just
just
know
the once
too.
so.
I don't know any City fans. I just know Arsenal fans, and they are just so full of it, right?
All
And
right,
they've all come out
hold
the
up.
woodwork this season where you go, I didn't even know you supported Arsenal.
All
And
right,
suddenly
hold
you're
up.
top of the league.
If
You're an
West Ham
Arsenal
were top
fan.
of the league, right, what do you think would happen?
They wouldn't want us to win.
we'd probably bottle it.
No.
Well, you think
It
West
would
Ham
be the
fans
same,
would come
mate.
out
I'm
of
telling
the
you
woodwork?
now, it would be. We don't need to win the league. Get to a cup final and see them come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the thing. That's just what football fans do. Yeah, casuals and whatever. I would like Arsenal to do it just the once though. Yeah, don't want to keep doing it. Have this one and then piss off back to your 20 years wait again, just to break the monopoly up. Man City constantly winning the league and that don't really do a lot for the competition as a whole, the Premier League, in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you wind up your brother, John?
No,
Does he care anymore?
I don't know how much he does care. He never cared greatly, so no, I didn't wind up my brother.
Cool.
But
Anyway.
I don't.
It's an extra point. Less chance of us getting relegated. We were already 4%, according to Sky and Opta, along with Bournemouth. Southampton now look like odds on 92% are going down. Nottingham Forest, after another loss, I think 70 something percent. And Leicester City are 59% of going down now with another loss and changed their manager, and then followed by Everton on 52%. And then Leeds, which I think is 20%, and then us down at 4%. Now, we can't be too complacent, but I can't see us. I'm going to regret this. I can't see us going down now. Can any of us?
Well, it's not about seeing, it's about feeling.
All right.
Isn't it?
Does anyone here think West Ham will go down this season?
No, I don't.
I think we can still go down.
Didn't think we would anyway.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
I think we could still go down. Whether we will or not, it's looking less
Yeah.
likely. But I think I've got Leeds, Liverpool as we speak.
Leeds is a big game, and you're coming to Leeds, aren't you? We've just agreed
Yes.
it. You're coming to Leeds.
Well
John's
done,
going to bring
John.
us some. Should we peak too early?
I've got a
Come and
ticket,
support
John.
us,
Do you want to come sit up with me?
Yeah, if you want, I'll have one there and one
We've
there
offered
and
him
there.
Marnie's, but you can, if you want a cheaper ticket, you can go up with Nigel.
Well, we'll discuss it nearer the time, shall we?
Anyway, let's do a bit of injury news and news.
The only thing is, if I sell you a ticket, you got to come with me.
He says he's definitely coming. He
I
doesn't.
am
Oh
definitely
yeah, but
coming.
not. I'll come use your ticket and slip in downstairs, thanks. So
Yeah,
can see
no,
what's
I
going
wouldn't
on.
do that.
Loyalty. So yeah, Ogbonna was due to start and was a late withdrawal, and Agurd was also pulled out at the last minute. Agurd's got a knock in training on Saturday, and Antonio actually had a really late change. He was on the team sheet and hurt himself in a warm up. Apparently, they're really small knocks. They'll both be available for selection on Thursday. Probably the biggest news story, I say biggest news story, is Scamacca. So on Friday, David Moyes revealed, which we all knew was coming, that he would undergo a knee operation.
Do you know what he had done?
Well, no, I'm about to talk about this. So he says he's going to have a knee operation on the Saturday, right? And Scamacca then publishes a picture of him in the hospital bed. And so Moyes is asked about it after the game yesterday. And he says, I haven't seen the pictures. I have no idea what surgery it was. I don't know if it was a washout or anything else. I've got no information. That's just shocking. Either he's just disrespecting the reporters, or he really doesn't know. He got no. He's what he claims is he's got no idea what the operation was, whether it was successful, and how long he'll be out.
He
I
doesn't know.
think, and I'm sure most other people think, that's his last game. He's probably played for West Ham. I can't see
Yeah.
him playing again
Yeah, I
this
wouldn't
season.
surprise
Yeah.
me.
And I'm
Oh.
sure CAA,
He'll be,
or his new agent,
yeah, I think he'll be gone
will
in the
want a
summer
commission.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, I would imagine so. The moment he got in this new agency, they said, "Well, do you mind having your surgery now? We'll look for a move for you in the summer."
Yeah.
Because while players are out injured, they
I
never
agree.
lose any form.
I think you're
Do
right,
they?
and I think David Moyes has been a bit disingenuous. Another piece of news announced today, which we already knew: Arthur Masuaku has made a permanent move to Turkey, 2.2 million euros, 1.9 million pounds. Plus, we're saving his wages for another year, which is another £2 million. He played 27 appearances. 26 of them over 45 minutes, so it made an obligation to buy for Besiktas, and King Arthur is no longer
how much
Hammer.
did they get him for?
1.9 million, 1.94 million, John, 2.2 million euros. It's not bad though, is it? He's
No,
not
I
a Premier League player anymore, really.
don't remember what we paid for him. It wasn't a
£6
big
million
signing.
in 2019.
There you go.
So 4 years ago, but and he was on 40 grand a week. So good luck to him, King Arthur.
Thank you for your service, Arthur.
Thank you for your service. Declan Rice was pictured by Sky cameras in the tunnel where he bought an Arsenal shirt from home to get it signed by Arsenal's captain. Now we know he's a big collector of shirts. Wrong or right? Does he disrespect the fans by being seen in the tunnel having an Arsenal shirt that he bought from home to be signed?
I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
Me,
I think
me neither.
I think Gideon Park Hammer was right about you there.
Who's
What-
Gideon
what did
Park
he
Cameron?
say?
What would he say?
You have to read what he said on Twitter.
All right, okay. Well, let me tell you, there's a bit more to this than meets, because I've got a source quite close to the Rice family, and he tells me that he will be going to Arsenal in the summer. Intermediaries have agreed the deal, a 5-year deal plus a 2-year option at 200 grand a week. That's 73 million
Why would they
pounds.
tell this person to his wages for?
Well,
Did
because
you tell him your wages or?
no, I don't. But I'm just saying, you'll see when it comes out. And he's not going to Newcastle. He's not going to Liverpool. He's not going to Man United. He's going to Arsenal. There's only one thing that can stop it, and that is if Arsenal and West Ham don't agree a fee. Because my information is Arsenal want to pay less than 70 million. West Ham obviously want 100 million, and it's going to be really difficult if
Right,
he's
hang
done
on
a sort of behind the scenes deal with Arsenal, and other clubs come in with more money. What's he going to do? Just sit on his hands and say, "I'm not
he's
moving"?
just done a deal with Arsenal.
Sorry,
What you're saying is Declan's
Declan's
representative.
intermediaries. His father has done a deal. Is what.
So
I'm
there's
saying.
no deal because
It's a gentleman's agreement. You're right. It's not actually a contract because West Ham own the registration, and only West Ham can sell Declan Rice.
yeah. So why are you saying to me, "We'll wait then and see"? Because it might
Because
not,
I do
that might
think
not
he
happen.
will go to Arsenal. I think he
Well,
if
not
he's
if
got
I don't stump
ambition,
up the dough.
Arsenal's a young side. They fit him really well there. He's sort of guaranteed probably to get straight in the team and play every week. And he's definitely going to play
why is
Champions
that?
League and probably win the
Why is he guaranteed? Who's he
Shaka,
replacing?
I imagine.
Yeah.
No,
Partey when he's in prison.
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, I
Legend.
don't- yeah,
what if
that's alleged,
Newcastle
yeah,
come in
okay.
with a late bid though?
I don't think so.
No,
don't think
you
so.
don't think.
Well, he can't just pick and choose and sit there if someone comes in with loads more money than the other lot.
We can. He has to agree personal terms. And if he doesn't want to move to Newcastle or
Well,
Manchester,
then he
or,
stayed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he stays.
You're not saying a lot, really, Sean.
just telling you what.
Fuck off, you shite stirrer. Ever
Oh, yeah, I
since
did
you've
read that.
clearly been demoted as an ITK,
Oh, I
you
did read that.
constantly criticise everything. You
been
ain't a
demoted.
fan. You're a cunt.
He's been
Anyway.
demoted.
Apparently.
Who by?
Which was quite funny because Connor Evans says he stands behind me waffling bollocks all game. Luckily, there's more interesting people with good opinions to drown him out. So
Don't
Keithy
waffle on.
and Mark
They do
Murphy.
not talk throughout the game.
So Keithy and Mark Murphy are obviously the more interesting people.
We've
Yeah.
got to have more. There's got to be more to West Ham than how much is fucking Rife's worth every 10 minutes.
Well, that's
Where's
all
he
you
going?
see on
It's-
social
It will
media,
go,
isn't
all
it?
of it.
It
It's
will go in the
entirely-
summer, and then we can move on
Yeah,
with it.
I dug,
please.
I did with thing with Talk Sport tonight. They're talking
Oh, you were on
about
Talk
it.
Sport tonight?
No, I did a tweet on them tonight because they were like, I just find it West Ham going. Declan Rice is like to be said to be excited to be going to Arsenal in the summer. And I was thinking, how sort of disrespectful is that all round? You know, we're in a battle at the minute to keep our Premier League survival, and they're talking
And
about
winning Europe.
yeah,
We might
and
be his only trophy ever, John.
yeah, it's
Oh,
like
that's
how
a very if.
It could be.
Big
Right,
if.
how disrespectful to not so much even just to him, to the club, to the fans. I was like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, it's
Just
too
wait.
much.
Yeah.
Just
Anyway,
wait till the summer.
let's move on. Alex Crook from Talksport, who's not really in the know himself, reckoned that there's a mutual agreement with David Moyes in the summer that he's already agreed to go in the summer. My sources say absolute baloney. That David Sullivan sits down with the rest of the co-owners and decides at the end of the season, they do a review of the season, they do a review of the manager, and that's when the decision will be made. And talking of that, Jacqueline Gold was buried today at the Old Naval College in Greenwich. Do you know where that is, Nigel? Is that East End or not?
No.
No, south
Well, your
of the water,
friend
isn't it?
Paul Turner said it was in the East End.
Oh, don't listen to him. It's a good. I mean,
He supports West Ham, doesn't he?
yeah, West Ham. Yeah, in Sussex. He does
He also
fucking
sent
wind
me
me
a picture of Mark Noble in the Cozy Calf. In
up. No, he
Blaston.
didn't send you a picture. He put it everywhere.
No, he
Sean.
sent me. No, he sent it to me on text message before it was everywhere.
You love that West Ham thing, don't you, Nigel?
Oh,
He
that
winds you
fucking
up.
winds me up.
He
especially
does.
when
I reckon he does it on purpose just to
Fucking
wind you
hell,
up.
it's two fucking words, yeah. West and Ham. Yankees do it a lot as
One
well.
last news story. Kevin Nolan was on. The
So where
podcast.
is the Cozy Calf, Sean?
Plasto?
Whereabouts?
I've got no idea.
Well, there you go
Opposite the
then.
Black Lion.
And you are so far from the truth.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't
fucking
know where it
know
is.
it. There you go.
It's not by Ken's Camp.
It's round the corner from where
Kevin
we grew up.
Nolan. Football Friday or Football Daily on Friday. Did anyone listen to that?
He's
in the end?
fucking. You're great, aren't you?
Did you listen to it,
How
Nigel?
the
What?
fuck did you
Did you
get
listen to the
reported stories?
podcast?
It's the
What
BBC
podcast?
Football Daily,
That's the one.
and it came out.
On
It was
Friday.
Friday's episode.
Yeah. Did you listen to it?
No.
John, did you listen to it?
No.
So what he says is...
Who?
Well, we knew
Kevin
you'd tell
Nolan.
us.
Kevin Nolan.
This isn't a podcast.
Yeah, well, Kevin Nolan says that David Moyes does it all himself. He doesn't want any interference. He does everything. But he says Mark Warburton's been brought in to do opposition analysis. He basically says he's the link with the youngsters, the under-21s and the under-18 in the academy. And Pat Nevin helps him.
Pat Nevin.
Huh? Paul Nevin. Sorry, Paul Nevin.
Fucking Kerry Dixon does
but-
the strikers
But
coach.
basically, he says we're just there. He's
Doug
got so many
Ruby's looking
coaches.
after set pieces.
He says he's a control freak. He likes to do everything, and we're just there to assist him. You know. So,
It's like us.
but we've heard stories that he doesn't even get involved in training, so that's got to be baloney. And the
No,
last
exactly
new-
like us.
and the last news story of the week on this podcast is the iconic painting of the London Stadium drawn by our own Canning Town Len has been revealed. Its new ownership is Ray Winston. I'm the daddy now. We didn't reveal that on the podcast before, did we, Len?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we've
Did
revealed
my
it.
scumbag clue give it away though?
Yeah, but you know, some of the listeners
Some
are.
people.
I
just
hope he
Might
hasn't
not
left
know
it on
that.
the toilet floor, not hung, Len. And I hope he has hung it up in his Italian villa.
So do I.
Yes,
Well, no,
otherwise
really.
you'll be having to go in, won't you, in about a year's time if you hear it's still on, not hung on the wall.
And not when someone's paid for it. No, do what you
Yeah.
want with it.
Anyway, good story. If you haven't read it, go to canningtown.len.
No,
.com.
canningtownlen.com.
That's the one. And read the
Good
story.
God.
How's sales, talking of that, because I feel
I'm
slightly
through the
responsible.
roof.
How's sales of the Morrissey painting going? Because I feel
Oh,
slightly
not
responsible for getting
bad.
you to paint
Better
it.
than I thought. Better than I thought.
one more incoming this week.
Yeah, but these
You
are
better hurry up because
these-
there's one more board left.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Oh,
right.
so these are the canvases at 50 quid. How about the original at 395?
No, that's still for sale.
There you go. 395 for a one of a kind. Because
Yeah.
I myself and Nigel said, "Nah, it will fly out the door." You know, people love Morrissey and they love West Ham.
This ain't so bad actually. It's done
Hasn't
pretty
it?
well.
You were saying the
Yeah.
Boleyn picture has done quite well as well.
Yeah. The big canvases.
Good.
I've put one on I've done Len's art fair in the question time,
Oh,
showing another canvas. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's all going very well.
Any other news stories from anyone else before we move on to predictions? I'll take that as a no. So, 2 games. Starting with you, John.
Yeah. Hello.
Gink, or Ghent, which one it's pronounced, on Thursday at the London Stadium, followed by the Cherries, AFC Bournemouth, on a roll away from home.
Well, I think we will win on Thursday 2-0.
Ooh.
Oh,
I would think I would be happy with a draw against Bournemouth. So let's go 1-1. I'll be happy now if we just draw to the rest of the season. Just keep drawing as
yeah.
much
Well,
as
I'm
we can.
about to ask Nigel how he's doing with his, because he predicted a loss against Arsenal. How's he doing on his 22 points? Nigel, how are you doing on your prediction?
Actually, I'm bang on target.
Get
Are you
out
now?
of it.
I
Are we
am
going to
because,
finish on 46 points?
Hold up.
Oh, I
because-
can hold up as much as you
Yeah,
fucking like. That
I'll
was
tell you why I'm bang on target, right? Because I predicted a loss to Arsenal, but a draw with Newcastle. I also predicted wins against Fulham and wins against Southampton. So
Yeah.
actually, my 20, all you people laughing,
Well, let's see if
titty
it
ye
get-
not.
Let's see if you
people.
get 46
Titty ye
points then,
not.
big mouth.
Let's follow your
Yeah.
predictions then for these two.
So Genk, we're going to win 2-0, and Bournemouth, we're going to win. We're going to win 2-1.
Ooh. They're hard to beat at the moment.
They do concede.
Yeah. Len?
So do we.
I think Genk's going to be tricky, but I think we'll get through. So I'm going to say 2-1. I fancy another draw at Bournemouth, to be honest. I think they're playing really well. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we won there. But I think we'll get a draw. So I'm going to say 1-1.
Well,
No,
I'm going to go
2-2. Desmond.
2-2. I'm going to go for 1-0 win against Ghent and a
Thought
1-0
you
win.
might. Yeah, I thought
against-
you might.
And Jake, if you're listening, I hope you are listening this week. Since I came on your YouTube channel, Unofficial West Ham, or West Ham Unofficial, whatever it's called, for an hour, I hope you're listening, because he's never listened to the podcast before. 1-0.
Well, you've
1-0.
never read the fucking title of his YouTube
No,
channel, obviously.
I haven't. I don't do YouTube. I don't
Oh,
do
you're
YouTube.
on
I
it
don't
enough.
even do Stell's YouTube. I got sucked in the other day. He got me fair and square. He had an article that said UEFA match officials refuse to give an interview, right? And the video was nothing to do with that whatsoever. I rang him up and he went, "Oh yeah, they wouldn't be on film. They just wouldn't. You know, they threatened me and everything else." And I went, "Well, why was that the title? Because it was just a bunch of people in Belgium talking about the football. It didn't even discuss them. He was in the same hotel as them. So There you go. I got out clickbaited by Stell. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for this episode.
Shall we just ask everyone thinks we need to stay up? How many points?
All right, let's do that. Well done, John. How many points do you? I'll go first. I think we have 40 points.
No, but how many do you think this season, looking at it, is going to be the cut-off?
I think 34 will be enough.
You reckon 34?
Yeah, 34.
I'm not sure about that.
Have a look at the people down the bottom. 34. That's what the supercomputer says.
I think 36. That's what I reckon.
And how many we on now? On
31.
Aren't we?
Keep those draws rolling in, is what I say.
Nigel?
Yeah, I think 36 will keep you up. Naturally, I think we will break the 40 barrier.
So we need to, don't we? Your prediction.
Well, yeah. So we got we'll beat Leeds, we'll beat Bournemouth. I think we'll do Leicester on the last day of the season.
Oh, that could be the end of them.
Yeah. That'll get us to 40 points. So, and we could get something against Man United. They look a bit ordinary.
Shame
Crystal
not playing
Palace.
Chelsea.
I think we'll do Palace, funny enough. And I'll tell you what I think, because I think they'll be so buoyed by their recent run, they'll take the eye off the ball. And I mean, at the end of the day, we are grinders. We're not pretty to watch. Even against Arsenal, we weren't, pretty, but we will grind people, and that can do us a favour.
Cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, more of this in the next episode. I've been Sean. Nigel has been.
Like,
Len has been.
Here.
And John has been.
Just happy to be here. If you give us a second in between the two shows, I'll tell you an unrelated West Ham story, but a Chelsea story that someone told me today.
Come on, you
might find
irons.
interesting.
Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast. Bobby Moore.